are dressed for it, and I'm ready to go. Welcome to our New Year, New You 21-day cleanse. Get your body back, get healthy, and get started. So I'm Dr. Holly Clemens, and I'm going to be your doctor, your wellness expert. I'm going to be your coach, your driver for the next 30 days if you so choose to participate. And doctor really means teacher, so I'm also going to be teaching, but I think that teaching does nothing until I put you into action, because I can throw a bunch of information at you, and you can walk out the door and be like, that was really great information, and do nothing to change your life from it. So if you're a patient here, you know that I try to stretch your limits and push you, but after tonight, I want to challenge you to make a 15 to 20 degree pivotal change on how you're going to do life the next 21 days to 30 days. And so if you raise your hand, you're agreeing to making this change. Everybody raise your hand. All right, you're in. Before I get ahead of myself and start teaching, I want to introduce our guests. We have two wonderful guests. We have our essential oils expert. Do you want to tell them who you are and what you do?
My name is Kristen. I'm a wellness advocate for doTERRA. Tonight we'll be talking about how you can use essential oils to incorporate in your cooking.
And my name is Scott, and we are Viva Raw. We do cold pressed juices using a lot of local fresh produce, and this will have a chance to talk about that more later on.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, welcome to our guests. They're going to be crucial in helping you guys be successful if you want to use any of the tools that they have in moving forward. But what we are going to talk about today is how to get healthy in 21 days and actually detox. So we are at scroll. A real big problem in our world right now is we are being bombarded with, nope, stop right there, toxins from all over the place. So raise your hand if you drank or ate something bad over the holidays. All right, so you guys need to cleanse. But other areas that you can be getting toxins into your body, that January is a really good place to start cleansing, is also not just from drinks and food and sodas and out to eat or any of the heavy cooking from your mother-in-law, but it can also come from medications. So in the winter season, we're taking a lot of over-the-counter medications because we have the sneezy, achy, coughy, itchy things going on. And while we try to stay away from them as much as possible, sometimes we fail. And we're taking on those toxins. Also, our cleaning products, we might be around smokers or the air outside. It starts to thin when it gets cold, so if there is any toxic pollution, you're going to be breathing in more of it when the colder weather is out there. So toxicities are highest in the winter months, and your immune system is the lowest in those months, and from the smog as well. Keep rolling for me. You guys should have all gotten a neurotoxic questionnaire. Why don't you guys hold that up? Did everybody fill this out? Working on it right now? Okay, so you're going to want to fill this. You got an app? We won't tell anybody. You want to fill this out by the end of the night because it's going to give you the direction on what's your next steps. So do you need to cleanse after this and follow the nutrition and the supplement plan that I'm telling you? Do you need to do it more than once? Like next 6 months you need to be doing stuff. Do you need to add anything else to it? But this is going to be your roadmap for you personally, because I'm not going to have time to sit down and consult each and every one of you. I can just teach the basics. So this also gives you a score on the back, and then based on your score, we'll talk about what to do from there. So then you can flip to your notes page, and we can keep rolling, April. And keep going. Let me grab this. So you can just keep going until you hit for me to talk about the problems. So the toxicities that we're exposed to are creating things that we don't want to reproduce. And January is always a really good time for us to reset our health so we can start reproducing good health. Because the accumulation of these toxins can be creating symptoms like fatigue, brain fog. And brain fog, a lot of people don't know what I'm talking about when I say that, but if you're standing in front of an audience and you're like, oh shoot, I forgot what I was going to say. Or if that happens to you mid-sentence when you're talking to somebody, or if you forgot where you left something in your house, if you're thinking about a spouse right remember where your keys are. Like, that's brain fog, and that's actually a sign of toxicity and needing to cleanse. So brain fog, sleep issues, fatigue, if your workouts aren't as strong as they used to be, any aches and pains. So you may be an avid worker-outer or avid exercise person, and you can be sore, but you shouldn't be sore all the time. So pains in your joints on a regular basis are an indicator that you need to detox and you've got an accumulation of toxicity. And then if your bowels are not moving regularly, not a good thing. So you should go to the bathroom every single day. I countless times I sit through a consult and my patients are like, oh yeah, that's fine, I go every 3 days. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you're literally full of shit. We gotta get that out of you. It's no good. There's toxins in there. So I hope I made a few of you feel uncomfortable. But those are signs and symptoms that your body's not working properly and it needs to detox and we need to move forward. So fill out your toxicity questionnaire so that we can tell you what to do. Keep going, Miss April. So I want to talk about, the first thing that you want to do is try to remove any of the toxins from your environment. And we want to talk about the organs that we're going to hit to help the detoxification process. So your body's set up to help you heal on its own. Sometimes we've just got to give it a boot and a kickstart so that it starts to work properly because it's been accumulating toxins for so long. The best way that I can describe this is if you don't detox regularly, like once a year, every 6 months, or every 3 months, your body has a bucket which is in the liver, the kidneys, and the digestive system. And when that bucket is full, so say you've got a trash can and it's full, but then your husband keeps throwing stuff in it, what happens to it? It falls over to the side, and then you walk to the trash can and you're like, come on dude, why can't you change the garbage for me? So that's what happens in your body if you're not continually taking the garbage out, if it's staying there. And it's just overflowing into other areas and other tissues and wreaking havoc and creating more problems. So all these organs are super important for detoxification and making sure that all of them are working properly. That's why we support all of these systems when we do a detoxification plan. So the liver and the gallbladder are your trash cans. There's 2 phases of conjugation of the toxins in those environments, and I'm going to talk about the foods that will help move things along. A lot of times when I'm with patients, I actually have a urine test that I can do. It will tell me if you're stocked up in phase 1 or phase 2, and I can more direct you with food and supplements in order to correct it. But we're just going to throw both of the foods at you and the supplements so that you guys can keep everything working. So this is our trash can, and then the kidneys is your filter. So everything goes through the kidneys and it filters out, and it gives you things that are good and it takes away things that are bad. So it's an assembly line and checking through all of the interstitial tissues and any of the molecules that come into your body. And then finally, this is how you excrete things, is through your intestines and your digestive system. That's why I said if your poop has been stuck in you for 3 days, it's literally just creating all sorts of gases and reactions that you don't want to have happen. Plus it makes you uncomfortable. Sometimes it makes you look pregnant. This is just a baby. Okay, keep moving. I need you to focus, April. Okay, Hippocrates was one of our founding fathers, and not our founding fathers, but one of the founding fathers.
Brain fog. Toxins.
Yes, no, those are pregnancy brains. But he said that all of your disease can actually begin in your gut. So if we don't clean out your gut, we're not actually going to help you heal from disease. The other thing that's all in your digestive system or in your gut is what other system? Anybody know? Your immune system. So 80% of your immune system is signaled in your guts too. So we've got to make sure that it's clean. Keep going. Right to the gastrointestinal tract. Okay. So I just talked about this, but this is where all of your bacteria are circulated, good ones and bad ones, and then your immune system helps strengthen things and helps clear things out for you. Keep going on to the next one because I hit all of these when we were talking about it. The liver. Go on to the next page because it's going to show the 2 phases of detoxification, phase 1 and phase 2. Keep going. This is what we want. Okay. So phase 1 is when the toxins are actually thrown into the garbage, and then phase 2 is when somebody like steps on it and disassembles it so that it can be processed through the liver and the kidneys and the digestive system. So those 2 phases have to happen so that it can go through your kidneys and then out to the digestive system to actually excrete things. So if you go to the next slide, it's going to tell you what foods, right here, will support the first phase of detoxification from moving things through the liver for them to work. It's going to be your brassicas. So those non-scientific people, that means your Brussels sprouts, your cabbage, your green leafy vegetables, your broccolis, any of those are going to be your brassica vegetables. And then whole grains. Now, this can be counterintuitive to the nutritional classes that I've taught you guys before, because usually we talk about absolutely no whole grains or grains at all, because they produce inflammation. Now, these whole grains need to actually have the seed in them still, and they cannot be processed at all. So what that means is your seed-based whole grains are going to be something like an Ezekiel bread. It is not going to be your brown whole wheat bread from the store. And you don't actually have to add whole grains. This is just an option. If you want to reduce your inflammation the most, and if you want to get the best results in terms of weight loss and feeling as clean as possible, you don't want to have any grains in this diet. Is that clear for everybody? Okay, citrus fruits. This is also counterintuitive to the weight loss classes that I've taught before, where it's absolutely no fruits and no sugars in order to lose weight. Well, these have some sugar in them, but we're using them to actually aid in activating the first part of the liver detoxification program. So this is a different avenue for cleansing, detoxifying, and losing weight in general. So your citrus fruits are going to be lemons, limes, and oranges, not grapefruits. I know we love grapefruits. I know there's a grapefruit diet out there, but it's not this one, okay? Then you've got your green tea, and you've got your berries. Any berries that you want. So blueberries, raspberries, blackberries, strawberries. The end's the limit, you can have berries. The only thing is you want to have twice as many vegetables as fruits. Everybody in agreement there? What that means is on your plate you should see twice as many vegetables as the fruits. Okay, keep moving on. Phase 2 modulation of the liver. Here are the foods that are going to support that. So glutathione is your actual body's own hormone that detoxifies things. How many of you have heard of this hormone? 1, 2, 3. So they actually, even down the street at a med clinic, have a glutathione injection. They've got creams, they've got supplements that help you detoxify, and they've totally taken them into a market to try to help people lose weight and detoxify. The thing is your body is very DNA specific, so it prefers to hear your glutathione versus one that's synthetically made or injected intravenously. So you're going to get a better result by producing your own versus getting something synthetic. Everybody understand? Okay, so you can make your body produce its own glutathione through the brassicas that we're talking about. So double whammy if you're eating cabbage, sauerkraut, broccoli, all of those green leafy vegetables, kale. You got phase 1 and phase 2 happening from those, which is great. Also comes from asparagus, avocados, and walnuts. And then I can expand on it. There's other really good nuts too, your Brazil nuts. It says walnuts, your almonds, and this is pregnancy fog, not brain fog. Macadamia nuts, yes. And then your amino acids, so protein-rich foods. And this has to be clean proteins, and I think I'm going to talk about them a little bit later. I have another slide on this, but your high-quality meats, poultry, eggs, all of those sources need to come from a clean source, but that's going to give you the right amino acids to activate phase 2 of the liver detoxifying your body. This also can come from a protein supplement. So all of our protein supplements, the bone broth, the Maximize Living Clean Protein, and then the standard process one that's in this cleanse all have all of the amino acids put into it to feed that phase 2 accommodation. And then you need methylation to happen in this phase, and you can get that from eggs, beets, and your meats and your green leafies. So your meats actually help with two parts of the process here. Everybody got it? Okay, keep moving. Also part of phase 2, you're going to need sulfation, gluconeogenase, whatever, I can't even pronounce it, but these are 3 processes that happen in that second phase. And you can use egg yolks, red peppers, garlic, onion, shallots, and your brassicas to help with this. And then sulfur-rich food, which are like your eggs and your onions and your garlic, and then also citrus fruits for this phase. And then finally, here you can use your whole grains, peppers, cabbage, citrus fruits. So you're kind of hitting those in several different departments. And don't worry, you guys are going to walk away with a shopping list, a cookbook, and recipes on what to eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, so you're not totally confused. Okay, so here's the support system. You certainly can do the 21 days, and what the 21 days looks like is for the first 10 days, all you're eating is fruits and vegetables, and drinking water, green teas. So you're getting rid of sugar that's processed, any other processed food, fast foods obviously, meat, dairy, and gluten. So all of that is out for the first 10 days so we can jumpstart the first part of the liver and start to clean up the other tissues in your body. Then after day 10, we reintroduce your meats and your proteins from day 11 to day 21. So this is a good time to write things down. So day 1 through 11 is what?
Fruits and vegetables.
Fruits and vegetables, and how many vegetables per 1 serving of fruit?
Twice.
Exactly. Can we have grapefruits in this?
No.
But what fruits can we have?
Oranges.
All berries.
Oranges, lemons,
Lemons,
limes,
limes.
raspberries, blackberries, blueberries. You can even have pineapple, cuties. The only other thing that I didn't mention is bananas. You want to use them limitedly. I know they taste great, they make smoothies taste great, but they have the highest amount of sugar, and they just can produce a lot of inflammation that you don't want. So if you have nothing else at the house, go for it, but just don't make like a smoothie with a banana every single day for this. So day 1 through 11, we're vegetarians. We're just allowing the body to calm down from processing meats for a little while, and if you're a vegetarian all the time, totally fine. You can do day 1 through 21 vegetarian. But we reintroduce meats from day 11 to day 21 for the last 10 days. So here are the restrictions when I talk about meats and proteins. They've got to be clean. Some of you have heard me say this before, whatever your animals are eating, you are eating. So if you're eating conventional meats, which mean they're not organic and they're not grass-fed, it means they're injected with hormones so that they get fat really fast. Who did I just have this conversation with? She asked me, why are girls developing at the age of 10? Is it from our meats? And I said, yes, because there's hormones in our meats and our dairy, and it's causing us to develop faster, and it's creating more problems. So they're full of hormones. They also feed those cows or those animals candies, sugars, pastas, and breads. So over the holidays, we eat candies, sugars, pasta, and bread, and what does it do to us?
Makes us sick.
It makes us sick. What else does it do? It makes us tired and groggy, and it makes us fat, right? So that's what it does to our animals, and we don't want to be eating tissues from animals that are tired and groggy and fat and lethargic. And then because it makes you sick, they inject it with antibiotics, and every piece of meat has about 100 different antibiotics that it's exposed to. So there's a huge problem with antibiotic resistance because it's going into our foods and then we're ingesting it, but they're also creating a lot of autoimmune reactions in our kids and in ourselves, and creating skin diseases and affecting things like eczema, what is the other one called? Psoriasis, and other skin disorders can be derivatives of these antibiotics that we've been exposed to. So you want to get clean meats. It means grass-fed meats. It means free-range chickens. It means free-range eggs. Anything that's clean as possible. It does not mean that it has to come from Whole Foods or Whole Paycheck, but it does mean that it has to come from a good source. Maybe you go to the local farmer's market, and is there a vendor by you guys at Viva Raw, a What's in it?
Well, it's sorry, there's a produce stand in the back, and he carries some meats from some local farmers.
Got
I
it.
don't know which one which
Okay.
farmers do.
There's lots of opportunities for places for you guys to get meats from if you're eating them. And then if you wanna save money when it comes to food, look, you can get elk, you can get venison. You guys know what venison is? My husband shoots deer on a regular basis. You guys want some free venison? Just I'll give it to you. Like, you can eat that meat as much as you want. But elk, venison, duck, goat, lamb, like all that stuff is really clean. The conventional people in markets have really just gotten our poultry and our beef. Bison's okay too. If you don't have to get organic bison when it comes to that. Okay, so we've got the phases of what we've got to do nutritionally, but then there's also a support with the supplements. So your nutritional questionnaire tells you if you need to add those supplements or if you need to do the 21-day cleanse. What that's telling us is if your system is backed up. If your system's backed up, the food will help you get there. The supplements will help you actually get there and make sure that you get there. So there's 3 or 4 parts to this. And the first part is the SP Complete, or the Standard Process Complete. This has all of your amino acids. So if you're not getting them from the foods, or you can't think like, how do I make sure I've got the brassicas and I've got the citrus in this meal, you're going to be getting it from this. And this is a shake. And you, at minimum, need to take it once in the morning. And you can add your berries. You can add almond milk, coconut milk, water, whatever you want to add to it to make it taste good. But you can do this once a day and up to 3 times a day. So some of my patients, they like to go after it and they want to not just lose 5 pounds and cleanse, but they want to lose 15 pounds and they do shakes for the whole time. So it's just liquid for them for that 21 days. You decide whatever level you want to play at. I don't care. But at minimum, you're going to need 1 of these a day if you're taking the supplements. And then it also has the SP Cleanse. So this has additives to activate and support your kidneys, support your liver, and your gallbladder. So the first part of it is like giving it a little boost and making sure that you're getting all of those whole foods that need to activate the right phases to it. And then you've got your SP Green Food. So this is just straight greens that's helping everything move through your digestive system. And you've got your fiber that goes with it too. So fiber and greens are what help things move through your digestive system. Or straight up juicing will help it move through your digestive system as well. You can talk to our friend over here at Viva Raw too. So move through these so that I can get to how often you take what. So with the cleanse, this is for the first part, and you're going to be taking that 3 of them. Keep going. Here we go. The first 7 days you're going to be taking 3 times a day. And you take 1 of them 3 times a day. So this is just for the first 7 days. I have this PowerPoint in your jump drive that you're taking with us. This is everything that's in it. There above it was everything that was in it. Keep going. This is the SP Complete. This is shake. I know some of the questions you might have is, does this taste good? And it does. As long as you add something to it. And this is cleansing, so chalk it up to we got to do whatever you got to do to get it out of you. So there's 4 different kinds of this. There's one that's gluten-free. There's one that's vegetarian and vegan. There's a vanilla and there's a chocolate. You can decide which one you like the best. But at minimum, you're going to be doing 1 of these shakes a day, and you're going to put 2 scoops of this in the shake in order to do it. You can do 3 shakes a day if you want to. Keep moving for me. The flavors are chocolate and vanilla. Keep moving. Dairy-free and then gluten-free. Keep moving. Perfect. Then stop at the gastrofiber. This is psyllium huskinate. Do you guys know what psyllium huskinate is? No. Some people use this instead of milk of magnesia to get rid of backed up digestive system. So it's on a small amount and it's in here, so it'll move things through your digestive system. So you can expect for the first 7 days when you start taking these things, because you're going to be taking 3 capsules a day for your bowels to move. Not in an uncomfortable way, meaning like I've got to stay home from work and stay next to the toilet. Just in a, it's going to be moving faster than it normally was. And it be coming from that. You can also expect to feel a little lethargic or feel a little fatigued the first 2 to 3 days. Raise your hand if you've done a no sugar cleanse with me. What? Oh my gosh. All right. I gotta work a little harder. But no sugar cleanses can do the same thing. Or if you take yourself off caffeine, or if you take it's that your body going through the withdrawals of it. Same exact thing. You're going through withdrawals of what you were craving and feeding from before. Keep moving on for me. Okay, we'll keep moving on. Okay, so we've got the nutrition portion. You guys have any questions about the nutrition portion of the 21 days? Ask now or forever hold your peace. Can you use isogenics like supplements and stuff with it?
I was just doing the shakes.
I wouldn't.
You will?
Because you don't want anything to interfere with it because these are activating like
Each
specific pathways. And I don't know the science in my head of exactly what isogenics is activating. So I would stick to just being solid for this for 21 days. Yes?
Probiotics, so we take those, I take those
Yep.
daily.
You can continue other supplements that you're taking. So if you're taking a probiotic, if you take a women's multivitamin, if you take a fish oil, you can continue taking that. This stuff would just be in addition to it. Her question was a little different. Isogenics has their own like detoxification things and drinks and shakes and stuff. You don't want to be mixing and matching with that. Any other questions about the nutrition? I said I was going to give you an example, and I'm going to give you an example.
Have you done it before?
Yes.
How many times do you have to eat on the 11 days that you want to eat, like 3 full?
As much as you want. So you could have regular 3 meals, and you could have snacks in between. And as long as it's all the food that's okay on the okay portion of eating, you're fine. So that's why I call it eat like an elephant, look like a gazelle. Because you could eat a whole thing of spinach, literally, like I could get you a thing of spinach, and that probably has like 100 calories in it. And I think it would be okay. It'd be okay for you. So, I'm not sure where it is on this PowerPoint, but I'm just gonna give you an example. So, the first 10 days, what it looks like when me and Dr. Kyle did it, last year we did it twice, and we saw the best benefits from this one, is we did the shake in the morning. So our shake in the morning included the vanilla SP cleanse, so the vanilla shake scooper, and then we added coconut milk, vanilla coconut milk. We added spinach to ours, and berries, so it was a mix of frozen berries. And I put a little cinnamon in there because I'm a sugar craver, and cinnamon calms down sugar cravings when you're trying to get rid of sugar in your diet. So you guys can write that down. So I had that shake in the morning, and then he needs a lot more food and calories than me. So then around 10 o'clock, he had almond butter with, you can have almond butter and Valencia peanut butter on this too. So in the first phase, he had almond butter with a green apple, and then we made a salad, and it had quinoa on it. So for protein, you can have quinoa and couscous, and then it was a Greek salad, so it had olives, and then it had tomatoes and your peppers, the sweet peppers, and then we made our own dressing, but we did not use any cheese because you can't have any dairy on the first 11 days. And then he had another snack. Actually, he made a second shake. And then in the evening, we cooked a spaghetti squash, and then we added to that, I can't remember, so we added spaghetti squash, and then we put a sauteed vegetables on top of it, so like mushrooms and carrots and onions and cabbage on top of the spaghetti squash with some olive oil and some seasoning. And that was our dinner. Does that sound easy enough or tasty enough?
For the shake?
I just had the shake in the morning.
Okay.
If you want to make it real easy, you can crank out shakes for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. No, she says no. And if you have enough energy from that, you can totally rock and roll with it. In the little jump drive that you guys are going to leave with today, it's got a whole 64 pages of recipes, so you guys can get a better idea of like what you want to pick. There's a whole bunch of shake recipes, there's a whole bunch of recipes for lunch, there's a whole bunch of recipes for dinner. Just remember the first 11 days, it's vegetarian. The last 10 days, it's adding the meats into that.
It's a full booklet that comes with it.
It's a little
Cause there's not, in my recall, there's not like meal, like suggestions, there's some recipes, but like, you use Gabe.
Right, it's not put together. You get to pick what you want for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It's not day 1 this, day 2 this, day 3 this. Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, but like, it doesn't give you like, it's kinda hard to, with vegetables and fruits, it's sort of hard to like, okay, what am I getting for breakfast, what am I getting for lunch? You do a shake for breakfast.
Yes.
What did you eat for lunch?
I'm a same kind of girl. Like, you could give me the same thing every day and I'd be fine. Like, but if you like variety, then you get to pick. So if you need me, if you guys need me to handhold and like fill, plug and chug and make a menu with you and take the recipes and put things in, I have no problem doing that. Just let the girls know and I'll create something. But I like to be able to have freedom a little bit. So if you guys want to pick what you want from the recipes for each of the meals. And some people like to have a big meal for lunch and not for dinner. I don't know if anybody here does it. If you're Spanish, that's pretty normal. It's better for you too because you gotta digest everything before you go to bed. Does that answer your question? Does that confuse anybody else? I feel like I'm getting some blank stares.
Well, like you just said what you had for dinner, like what did you eat for lunch?
The salad for lunch and
Oh,
the
you
dinner
salad.
was the spaghetti squash.
Okay.
Yeah. Scroll through this here. I think there's a few other extra examples of it. I'll let you try to find that while I keep talking. So the most important thing is staying super clean on the nutrition. Here's what I'm going to tell you. And this is what I tell everybody that set a New Year's resolution. If you miss on a day, like say you wake up and you're groggy, you're like, that's it, Dr. Holly, I hate this. I'm drinking a cup of coffee this morning. Like, fine, go for it, do it. But pick yourself back up the next day and continue on. So just pick yourself up from where you were and go after it. We've got an accountability chart, so you guys are going to sign up for following the 21 days starting on Monday. And you're going to check off the days that you follow everything. And we've got prizes for everybody that finishes. And there's prizes for people that finish by doing it and people that do it all correctly. So anything to motivate you and keep you guys going. And we're going to have a little party for you as well. Super important that you keep exercising along the way as well with this. So we have 4 free exercise classes for everybody in the office on Tuesday evenings with Dr. Christina. Those workouts are going to be 15 minutes to 20 minutes long. And they're for all ages, all sizes, all anything. Even if you have injuries, we can modify it to make it work for you. But if you've already got your own exercise regime, stick to it. Like you don't got to follow up. Just keep moving because the oxygen that circulates through your body when you're cleansing is super important. This is a cleanse that you can exercise on. If you were doing something like a juice cleanse for like 3 to 7 days, I don't always recommend exercising on it because your body is weak and it doesn't have as many nutrients and as much energy to do things and you can break down muscle tissues. Yes?
That's a really good, I was gonna ask about the first 10 days, the not as much protein.
Yes.
What if you're running in that? Is that okay?
That's totally fine.
Okay.
You're going to get your protein from your vegetables and your quinoa and your couscous, your other sources. Does everybody know what quinoa is and couscous? And then I didn't say rice. Nobody heard me say rice, right?
No
Because
problem.
it's not okay. No rice. So quinoa and couscous are okay for those first 10 days. No rice.
And no coffee.
And no coffee. So your drink options are green tea, water, water with some lemon, water with some lime, water with some raspberries and strawberries. Maybe a carbonated water, but I wouldn't super suggest it. You gotta ditch the sodas and the coffees and all of the other food drinks from Starbucks. Yes,
What happens at the end?
at the end of it.
Yeah, like I've never done this
I
before.
feel
So like after
awesome.
21 days, and then I eat a burger. Am I like?
Oh, good. No, this is a good question. So you're asking, how do you reintroduce things? So yes, you do need to be careful that you don't go drink a whole keg of beer and eat a burger on your 22nd day because you will feel so awful. You want to reintroduce things slowly. I would never reintroduce any bad meats again because it's just not good for you, and just making better choices in your meats is one of the biggest things that you can do to stay healthy. But you do want to reintroduce things slowly and you don't want to go overboard. If you reintroduce dairy, so your yogurts and your cheeses and any of those things, you want to make meats you're already getting slowly the last 10 days, you're adding those there. And I would not add any of the bad fats. I didn't talk about bad fats, but what you're cooking your food in is super important as well, and where, if you get your food from somewhere, is really important. So there is a huge overabundance and consumption of what's called canola oil, and if anybody has made, seen, or grown a canola plant, I will give you $1,000, because there's no such thing as a canola plant. It's synthetically made in a lab, and it produces the slowing down of the liver, conjugation of your digestion as well, and it creates heart disease, cancer, and more inflammation in your body. So canola oil, trans fats, vegetable oil, all of those things are ones that you want to avoid. What you want to use for your cooking, some of you have heard me say this, is things like coconut oil, real butter. My favorite is Kerrygold butter. You can get a 3-pack of them from Costco for a really good price. You can use as much butter as you want in the first and the second stage of this cleanse, which is all very exciting, isn't it? You can use olive oil as a dressing and your vinegars as your dressings on your salads, but you don't want to use olive oil for cooking because it turns into a bad fat as soon as you cook over 200 degrees. And then you can also use grapeseed oil for cooking, and you could use, I think I already said it, coconut oil for cooking. Does that help you?
Yeah.
Okay.
So no cheese.
No cheese.
That's a shame.
It is a shame. But look, it's 21 days.
I love cheese.
I know, it's 21 days. It's 3 weeks. It's not even a 30-day challenge. It's 21 days. 3 weeks. Give it your all. Go after it. You'll feel amazing afterwards. And actually, there's a neurological component to this. Your brain actually works in 3-week increments. You can change a habit in 21 days. They say 21 to 30 days, but really, if you do it right, you stick to it, everything perfectly, you can change a habit in 21 days, which is cool. Yes?
Where do beans fit into this?
They don't.
Okay.
You can have lentils.
Okay.
Yeah. So really, it's the vegetables and the fruits, quinoa,
Okay.
couscous, your good fats, water, teas, all of that in the beginning, and then your meats are added in the end.
Where would I get my protein? Because whenever I do the 21, I don't do meat at all.
So you can get it from your vegetables. If you eat enough vegetables, that's enough. Yeah, and you can, quinoa, do you use quinoa? It has a huge amount of protein in it too. And you can use it from there.
What vegetables have protein?
All of them have protein. Yeah. Especially your cruciferous ones. Oh, yeah. And then the shakes is going to have your amino acids in it, so that's going to be important for you too. Yeah. Yes.
Can you do hemp hearts?
You can use hemp hearts. Yeah. Yes.
So we actually have to go,
Okay.
but we're definitely gonna do this, and we're just telling you and everyone because I'm definitely gonna win the prize. I'm gonna do it.
Okay, well, so here's the thing. You guys pick whatever level you're going to play on. There's a sign-up sheet out there for you to put your name on so you can track your charts for nutrition. And then on the last page is to order your supplements. And they're 15% off today. We got them for a really good price because Standard Process is doing like a kick for people to cleanse. So it's everything you're going to need for the 21 days, all 4 of those supplements. And it's $215 for those. And I like to make it reality for you guys. It really battles down to about $10 a day, which is, April told me, a Starbucks coffee a day, going out to lunch once a day. What was the last one?
Ooh, I don't know what the last one was. I thought that was just enough there.
It was lunch, Starbucks coffee. Oh, and a happy hour, which is way more than $10 a day.
Totally
Doing
for
happy
$10,
hour
yeah.
services. And why I say that is because this is 21 days, and you guys are just putting this in. You're going to have lasting results for the next year or 6 months, depending on how toxic you are. And I kid you not, we did it last year, and it was a tremendous change. So Dr. Kyle, my husband, he has eczema, and he's got psoriasis, and he saw a change in that. His energy levels and his brain fog went away. His energy levels spiked, his brain fog went away. Me personally, I have issues sleeping and I crave sugar all the time, so I was able to sleep when I was doing this, and my sugar cravings went away, and then my energy went through the roof, so my workouts were super awesome, and my adjustments were super awesome, if anybody was here back in January, right? You just notice a huge change, and really this is just like a 21-day commit to making changes for the rest of the year, and oftentimes what happens is when you do this 21 days, you decide to stick with it and start to eat healthier for the next 15, 30, whatever days. Because you
You're going to get a cheeseburger on day
Yeah.
one.
Bragging, all right.
And we're gonna have a party in the office for everybody that's participating. If you wanna connect with somebody and have an accountability partner, if you came with a spouse or somebody today, you guys wanna work and encourage each other together. If you need me to be your encourager and your accountability person, I'd love to do it with you as well. I am not gonna be taking the supplements because I can't be detoxing right now, but I'm following the nutrition plan. I'm gonna do it after baby comes out, which could be in a couple of days, it could be in a month. We don't know. But we'll roll with whatever the touches are. Okay, so you've got your questionnaire, so check in what you need. You guys are gonna sign up when you leave for the accountability, and you're gonna order any of the products that you need for it. And then you're gonna take the jump drive that I've got for you. The jump drive has all of these slides on it, because I talked really fast and skipped a bunch of stuff. So you can reference that. It has 2 cookbooks, and if you want the diary to fill in things and fill in how you were feeling every single day or what you ate, so that you can follow along with things. The last thing that I want to do is to encourage you and also make sure that you're sticking with your chiropractic plan as well. It's going to aid in your detoxification and help make this happen even faster and get the best results. So making sure you're doing your exercises for all patients, working on your posture, because that actually helps your digestive system work properly, and doing your adjustments. And if you are not a patient in the office and you've never had your spine checked, or you're not a patient in the office and you need your spine checked, I want you to check with Dr. Christina, because she can get you a $20 gift certificate to come in and get it checked. If you want to know more about adding juicing throughout the process, because that will aid things in going quicker, I've also done a 14-day juice cleanse that everything came out. It was good. And if you want to know how to use essential oils to aid in the process, like you're like, I want to go all out, I'm going to do 3 shakes a day, and I'm going to add essential oils and a juice in there because I'm going to bomb things out of this body in 21 days, bring it on. If you just want to know more about it, check in with them. And then Dr. Christina, do you want to tell them about your classes?
Yeah, I'm presenting all the good stuff tonight. So I got the $20 gift certificates.
Okay.
And I've got a few things I'm going to show you guys too, where we talked about charting. So up front there at the front desk, we've got this, so you can go ahead and check off all the days that you have successfully completed everything. So even if you mess up, that's okay. We won't make fun of you and look at your name or anything like that. But if you mess up, like Dr. Holly said, that's okay. You're 1 meal away from making a better, healthy decision. So if you mess up during breakfast, start it over again at lunch. So we've got that. We also, I have a great class that's going on Tuesdays for the month of January, 6:30 here in the office. We're going to be doing high intensity workouts. Some people came to the first one that I did and they loved it. So I know they're going to return and come back. So come out, check that out. It's going to support what you're doing, and you have a great accountability group too. You want me to
We
go
got a flyer. Nope. Oh, what's that?
party coming
Oh,
up?
the party at the
Yeah, I
end
got
of
all
it.
the fun stuff.
Yep, so don't miss out at the end of this, but we're gonna party with you. I'm gonna feed you good food so you know what to eat at the end of it. I'm not gonna feed you alcohol. Maybe if Gary could teach us how to get some alcohol, that's good for us, we could do that. But we'll have prizes and all of it, so we definitely wanna celebrate you guys, not just that your body's feeling better, but doing better, but celebrate your accomplishments, and that's what everybody needs in order to be successful. So my question to you is, if you have a medicine cabinet chock full of over-the-counter medications or prescribed medications, are you going to be healthy or sick?
Sick.
Yes. So would you guys agree with me that if we could clear out that medicine cabinet and has nothing in it, that you would be healthier and moving in the right direction?
Yes.
I agree with you too. So in America, most of us, 90% of us still have junk in our medicine cabinet. This is going to jumpstart you in the direction to get rid of that stuff, and it's going to save you from things in the future. My next question is who wants to live to be 100 here? Raise your hand. If you raised your hand, you're off the hook. If you didn't raise your hand, I want to know why. tell me. Why don't you?
All
What?
Nobody else is gonna let me out.
Oh, you wouldn't have any friends at that
Right.
point? Okay.
And you're
Okay, any other reasons?
Only if you're healthy.
Only if you're healthy you want to. What else do you guys think of at like 90 to 100 years old?
I like
Have enough
breathing.
money to live that long.
Okay, because you would not be able to work.
Good point.
How many of you think of adult diapers, a cane for walking, nursing homes, somebody changing your underwear and not being able to go do things that you love? Like, that's the image that we have of our elderly population, right? Well, if I knew that every single one of you were gonna live to be 100, I have this magic ball, and I was like, I know you're gonna live to be 100, and you are, so we've gotta make sure you have enough money and that you stay healthy enough. When do you need to start?
Thank you.
You guys are good, I'll see your names on there.
Today.
Yes. When you need to start getting healthy, start cleansing, start taking care of yourself, it's today. I agree with you, so let's all start together. The good news is you have today to plan, tomorrow to plan, and the next day to plan and get your supplements. And we are gonna kickstart it all off on Monday together. All right, I'm proud of you.